Being a teacher, I feel that social and media interaction in the classroom and inclusion in the classroom is a very important thing. And to be able to use different media types in the classroom is something that I'm glad I'm learning how to do, and I'm glad that I am able to do. I feel that using videos in the classroom is a very productive thing and can really help the class as it progresses. The first channel I want to use in my classroom is from TeacherTube. It's the science channel. That includes a whole bunch of different experiments. It has different like worksheets, explanations for stuff, and sometimes students just need to see it from a different perspective. This It's a really good website because it does have a variety of things. Being an early childhood special education major, you can't really do that many experiments with them. You can't get down to the nitty gritty stuff. You're going to be doing a lot of overall stuff, a lot of nature stuff, water, and so to be able to show these students how it works and how it goes, and it's so easy to find on TeacherTube, and so that would be a really good resource for me to use. Another channel on TeacherTube is the social studies channel. I know that we can't really recreate history all the time, and again, for visual learners, for auditory learners, to be able to listen, to hear, to watch how history unfolds, and to see it in a cartoon, to see it just explained from somebody else using pictures, diagrams, stuff like that. I feel like it's really important, and those two channels allow me to really do that. The next three channels I chose are from YouTube, and I know there's a lot of debate about YouTube and whether or not we should use it in our classrooms, but I found three really good channels that I feel could really benefit my students. The first one is the Sesame Street channel. Everybody loves Sesame Street, and Sesame Street uses a lot of cool different characters, puppets, like real life adults that can really help explain stuff to students that they might not understand coming from me. And also they use a lot of song, dance, and stuff like that, which can trigger memory in students. And so using this can really help with counting, with letter recognition, and different stuff like that. Next is everybody's favorite, Bill Nye. Bill Nye is a great scientist. He uses so many fun educational ways to just learn science. And I know for a lot of students, science can be a little tedious, can be a little bit difficult to learn, or somewhat obnoxious, if you will. But he makes it fun, and so to be able to make science fun for students, I feel like this is a great channel to use in my teaching. Lastly is a Disney education uh, channel. And at first I was a little skeptical. I had to do like a little research and keep looking, but I found that Disney Education on YouTube is a channel that uses different Disney shows, different Disney movies. It uses old time stuff like Schoolhouse Rock, stuff like that, to teach students about different things. So I know Disney is really big on recycling and earth care and stuff like that. So to be able to teach students using the things that they know and the things they can apply at home, the TV shows they watch, and stuff like that in the classroom can make it more relatable and therefore more fun for them to learn about. In addition to using these things in the classroom, I feel like there is a biblical standpoint to why and how we need to, as like teachers and as parents, need to be involved in these classrooms. The first thing I feel is that teachers and parents, especially parents, need to be involved in figuring out what their students are looking at, or what their children are looking at, what they're watching on the internet, what they're looking at, just for the sake of caring for your child. I feel like knowing what they're looking at and what they're thinking about and stuff like that is important, and how they're shaping their mind. If you want them to be a quick learner, you want them to, like keep reading and keep developing that, you might want to introduce more things that will be helpful to their education. And so, and plus, raising people in a Christian home, we all know that this world is hard, and this world has a lot of faults and evil in it. And I'm not saying you need to sit here and just shelter your kid, because kids need to learn how to act in the real world and to figure everything out. But there still needs to be that level of accountability. In Proverbs 1:8 and 9, it says, "Hear, my son, your father's instruction, and forsake not your mother's teaching, for they are graceful garland for your head and pendants for your neck." So this just means that parents need to be involved and should be involved in the students in their children's lives, and it just goes to show that children need to be, and this is a call to children to really listen and heed their parents like teaching and stuff like that. And also in Proverbs 22:6 it says, "Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it." So this goes to show as parents and also even as teachers that we need to be involved in our children's lives. We need to know how they're being raised, what they're thinking, what they're watching, and how they're developing in that sense. If we're not involved and we're not doing what God has called us to do and growing them up and teaching them how to grow and live and to make disciples and stuff like that. And so, in aspect of like monitoring everything, I feel like there should be some accountability. I know there's a safety feature on YouTube that you can go on, and I feel like parents should check that. I feel like, checking histories of, the internet, of, using just YouTube EDU at schools or stuff like that. It needs to be monitored, and just to make sure that in educational environments that students are actually learning, that they're actually getting the stuff and looking towards stuff that's only going to make them prosper and not going to hold them back. It's not going to taint their minds or anything. I just feel like that's important and it should be done. So, as a teacher, I feel like it's kind of like the same thing as the parent aspect, only in the school setting. So, we need to be monitoring our students in the computer lab. We need to be monitoring them when they're on YouTube doing group projects, stuff like that, to make sure there's no social loafing going on, or anything like that. And also, I know that there's a lot of online cyberbullying that goes on in schools, and I feel as teachers we have a right and a responsibility to look out for that as well and to stand up for students who might be being bullied, and that's another topic, but we do need to be involved, and I feel like parents and teachers really need to be involved in social media and using YouTube and different social libraries or social media libraries online for learning, because they are really great learning tools, but they can also be very harmful. And so I feel like they should be used, but they just need to be monitored well, and that is the job of the parent and the teachers.